your trainer for this CH V13 session we are having. Now, over here, talking about the CH, I hope you guys have done a bit of a homework about of it, like what is the CH, like what are the things we are having around of it. But before that, let me give you a quick introduction about it. Now, when we are talking about the CH, stands for the Certified Ethical Hacker, and the current version we are having, that is the V13, that is a certificate program which is being provided by the EC Council. Now, in our last session, we have discussed about like what are the things which we are going to cover in our demo session, but let me give you a quick fresher over here. Now, over here, guys, what we are having is inside of your CH V13, we are having the 20 modules which we are going to cover in your 40 hours. Now, in this particular scenario, what we will be doing is we will be covering all those modules from the exam's perspective. So with the help of that, we will be able to make sure that every participant who is sitting in the session, they will be able to become proficient with all the terms and the technologies that are available over there. The CH, it is an entry level of a course we are having, which we are doing when we are moving into the cybersecurity in the offensive side. So in the CH, we will be all talking about the hacking part. We're not going to talk about like how to prevent, how to protect the systems from those attacks over there. But still, if somewhere around you want to learn about like the protection about them, then we can take the quick discussion about it. I'm not having any problem with it. Right? You guys can put your questions into the chat box, or you guys can ask me those questions. We can discuss about them, or even after the session also. Right. Now, over here, guys, when we are talking about the CH, they are having the 20 modules. And for covering those 20 modules, we will be taking the 40 hours of time. And for the examination for the CH, guys, we are having the two different exams that are available. For that, we are having the CH theoretical, where we are getting the MCQs, the multiple choice questions that are available over there. That is in total of your 125 questions. Now, over here, guys, when we are talking about the passing rate we are having for the CH, that is near of 70%. Means that out of your 125 questions, we have to mark more than 87 correct. And over here, we will be aiming for more than 100. Now, once you guys have cleared the CH theoretical examination and you also want to go for the CH practical. See, guys, over here, it is not compulsory for us to go for both the examination. It is all up to the participants' interest, whether they want to go for the CH theoretical examination, right? Whether they want to go for the CH practical examination, whether they want to go for both of them, right? Then afterwards, let's say you want to go for the CH practical examination. And the practical examination, we will be getting like the iLab environment where they will be providing us the virtual labs. And on the top of that, they will be providing like the 20 questions, right? And for those 20 questions, again, we are having the same passing percentage that is available near of 70%, means that we have to mark more than 14 correct. And for completing those 20 questions, we are getting the time of your 6 hours. And over here, guys, the best thing is it is not like that. Like if I'm not having the answer of any question currently, then I cannot come back to that question again. Means that we can leave that particular question unmarked and we can move into the next one. And when we will be becoming confident about the previous question, we can come back and we can give the answer about it. Right. Along with that, we are not having any type of minus marking over here. But make sure, guys, it is not a open book exam. Means that we cannot use any type of notes. We cannot use anything apart of our examination during the time of your examination and over there, because if we will be doing anything that is not related with your examination on our laptop, at our exam period, then our proctor will be there and they can mark it as a negative point for us and they can stop our examination. Right. So for that, both of the examination, the theoretical as well as the practical, both of them are the proctored one, and they are going to have properly check that in our system we are not having any type of application that will be providing the remote access of our system and many more. So for that, we have to make sure that in our system, if we are having any type of application that can provide the remote access of our system, like the AnyDesk or the TeamViewer, then we have to remove them previously or priorly of starting your examination. Right. So these are some general guidelines we are having with your examination over there. Now, any participants who is clearing both the CH theoretical and the practical, then they will be getting a new tag from the AC Council that is we call as the CH Master. Right. So that is what we are having over here. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's start with our day one. Now, over here, guys, since this is day one, what we are going to do is we are going to have a simple ice-breaking session where we will be starting with the common abbreviations. We will be talking about some basic terminologies. So you guys will be able to become familiar with them. So later on, when we will be using all those abbreviations in the near future, you won't be facing any type of difficulties while understanding them. So over here, guys, whenever I'm starting a session, whether I'm talking about the CH, whether I'm talking about the Pentest Plus, whether I'm talking about the CYSA, the Security Plus, the SOC, I generally always ask a question to all of my peers or all of my participants over there. Like, what is the difference we are having between the cybersecurity and the information security? Anyone? And I guess you guys can also give your answer into the chat box, guys. Feel free to put your questions also into the chat box. I'm also actively looking into the chat box over there. Anyone? Any guess, guys? No worries, even if you are not having any correct answer, it means that we will be having some words to discuss so that we will be able to brush up your query or you can say that answer if it needs any type of improvement. Okay, then. So let me tell you. So when we're talking about the cybersecurity, the cybersecurity is what? It is a process we are having, guys. Okay, I got the answer. Information security, protecting the data of the company. Cybersecurity includes protecting all the resources, including the servers, workstation. If anyone attacks the network or have the IP, encryption, mission. All right, so let me brush it up. All right, guys. So when we are talking about this cybersecurity, so cybersecurity is like a process we are having where we will be trying to protect our resources, our data, our system that are present at the digital realm. Means that like I'm having my data, I got the workstation, I got the servers, the routers. I need to protect them. So all of them they will be falling inside of the cybersecurity over there. From whom? From a person known as your hacker, right? Or I can simply say as your attacker. Now, whereas when we are talking about this information security, so the information security is the process we are having where we will be going ahead and we will be trying to protect the CIA. Right? Generally, there are three things that are related with your security. which we call as the CIA, or in many locations, that is, we call it as the AIC, so that the peoples they won't be getting confused between the intelligence agency that is available in the US. Right. So over here, when we are talking about the information security, so here we are trying to protect the confidentiality about information, the integrity about information, as well as the availability about information. So whenever we are trying to protect all three of them, that is what we call as your the information security over here. Now, over here, guys, in both of the areas, you will be finding that what we are doing is we are going ahead and we are trying to protect our resources, right? We are trying to protect our data. We are trying to protect our system. From whom? From a person known as your hacker. Right. Now, always, whenever generally we are hearing this term as a hacker, the peoples they will be getting a bad image in their mind. Like they will be thinking about a person who is performing the hack for his own personal benefit. He will be going ahead. He will be compromising our system. He will be trying to blackmail us and many more. But when we are talking about a hacker, guys, a hacker is a person who is having the sound knowledge of a system and the network, right? A hacker is the person who is having the sound knowledge of a system and the network over there, right? He will be having the answers of all the WHY questions that are available around of it. Now, over here, on the basis of a hacker, we are having like a big list of the hackers that are available, right? So on the basis of that, let's discuss about the major ones. So over here, like when we're talking about the hacker, we are having the topmost. That is what we call as the black hat hackers. The black hat hackers are the hackers who will be performing the hack for their own personal benefit. Means that we can simply call them as the people or the hackers with the malicious or the bad intentions that are available over there, right? So for that, here we are having as the black hat hacker. Now over here. The black hat hackers are the hackers who are having the sound knowledge of the system and the network, but they will be performing the hack for the destructive purpose. They are going to utilize their knowledge for the destructive purpose over there, right? Like it can be like stealing our data, it can be like compromising our system, it can be like performing some other type of objectives they are having. Then we are having the next one as the white hat hacker. So white hat hackers are the hackers who will be always going through the book. Right. Like we all are sitting in the session because we want to become the ethical hackers over here. I don't think that any one of us will be trying to be, you can say, the black hat hacker we are having. Right. So over here, when we are talking about this white hat hackers, they are the hackers who will be going ahead and they will be always following the rule book. Right. They never ever go out of the, you can say, book over there, right? So these are the hackers who are having the sound knowledge of the system and the network, and here they will be utilizing their knowledge for their constructive purpose. Then after that, we are having as the gray hat hacker. So when we are talking about the gray hat hackers, so the gray hat hackers are the combination we are having of a white hat and the black hat. Means that they're like the opportunity based who can be good or can also be bad depending upon the situation. Right. Now, like let's say on the daytime, they're working as a on the daytime, let's say they are working as an ethical hacker who will be trying to find the vulnerabilities in our system. But in the night time, they are, you can say, sharing that information to someone else, to a third party, right? For their own some personal benefit, or it can be for money, or anything similar to that. So that is we are having like a gray head hacker. For that, They can be a good example for the gray hat hacker, like we are having as the bug bounty hunters, right? Have you guys heard about the bug bounty hunters? No one? Okay. So, guys, when we are talking about the bug bounty hunters, as the name suggests, these are the peoples who will be going ahead, who will be, without taking the permission from the organization, they will be going ahead, they will be finding the weakness inside of our system. And once they will be finding the weakness, they're going to report it to the organization about that particular weakness that is available over there. Right. Then after that, the organization they're assessing the weakness, and after assessing that, they will be able to find the information about the severity. Means that how much severe it is, like how much loss they have to bear if that particular weakness will be getting compromised or will be taken advantage by the attacker. So, so for that, they, after assessing it, they will be able to understand the severity, and depending upon the severity, they will be providing the reward to the bug bounty hunter. That is like the opportunity based we are having, who will be attacking in our system without the permission, and then they are going to provide that information to a third party. Then afterwards, we are having the next one as your script kiddie. So the script kiddies are the types of hackers we are having or not having in-depth knowledge about the hacking. Means that we can just simply call them as the curious minds, the peoples who will be directly going in the internet and they will be searching like how to compromise a Windows system. Right. Or like let's say you guys have also tried, maybe you guys have also tried, like whenever we are forgetting our password, we will be directly going on the YouTube or we will be going on the Google and we will be looking for that, like how to crack the Windows 10 password or the Windows 11 password over there. Now, after that, whatever the link, whatever the tools we will be finding in front of your screen, we are going to utilize them. That is like we are having as the script kiddies. The people who are not having in-depth knowledge about the hacking, they're just like the curious minds who will be going in the internet, they will be looking for their own solution. And after that, whatever the tools and the scripts they will be finding in front of their face, they are going to utilize them without knowing the real outcome of it, without knowing the legal obligations around of it, right? That's we are having as the script kiddie. Then afterwards, we are having the next one as the suicidal hacker. So guys, when we are talking about the suicidal hacker, these are the types of hacker, unlike our script kiddies, they are having the information about the legal obligation. They know about the outcome that will be occurred after their particular step. But still, what they will be doing is they're going to perform that particular task. Now, over here, guys, each and every hacker, they will be trying to perform the hack and then they will be trying to escape from that particular situation to make sure that they're not getting, you can say, kept behind the bar. Right. So in any moment, those hackers, they will be trying to perform the hack and they will be finding that after performing their action, they will be getting caught and they will be kept behind the bar. So in all those areas, they're going to stop that particular attack. But when we are talking about the suicidal hackers, we can say they're like the emotionally motivated ones. Even after they know that they will be getting caught, they will be kept behind the bar, still they're going to make that call. So that is like we are having as the suicidal hacker. Then After the suicidal hacker, guys, we are having the next one as a hacktivist. So when we're talking about the hacktivists, so these are the hackers who will be working for a particular agenda. Have you guys heard about the hacker group name Anonymous? Along with that, guys, in the chat box, I have dropped the link we are having for the WhatsApp group. So everyone, please join the WhatsApp group from that particular link because all the documents or the information, all the data which we have to share, I will be dropping from that WhatsApp group over there. So when we're talking about the, you can say the anonymous group guys, they're quite famous. Right. Now, over here, whether we are talking about during the time of your the Russia-Ukraine war, whether we are talking during the time of your the Dogecoin, during the time of your Paris attack, during the time of your activity that got started in the US with the name of your Black Lives Matters, and all those locations they took a role over there. Right. Now, over here, when we are talking about the hacktivists, these are the types of hackers who will be working for a personal or a particular agenda, or it can be a political agenda that is available over there. Now, on the basis of that, right, it doesn't matter whether that particular, you can say, activity is really good for the society or not, right? If they think that it is good for the society, then what they will be doing is they will be going ahead and they're going to utilize it. Right. Now, over here, for example, when we are talking about the the activity which started in the US with the name of the Black Lives Matters after the death of a person named George Floyd. Right. So George Floyd, he got killed during the time of his arrest. Right. Now, on the basis of that, the activity with the name of the Black Lives Matters, it was started, and the same anonymous group, they came into the media and they said that this is the limit of the police department. And now they're going to reveal some dirty secrets that are related with those police departments. Right. As well as they also can say reveal the information about the president of the time that was a Donald Trump, right? So that is like we are having as the activists who work for a particular agenda. Then after that, we are having the next one as the state sponsor. Now over here, guys, when we are talking about the state sponsored, so these are what? These are the hackers that are being employed by the government, right? It can be the national government, it can be the country government, it can be like the state government, like to spy on the other government's activity and many more. Right. Now, on the basis of that, like let's say the government, what they want to do is they want to go ahead and they want to spy on the activity that are being performed by their, you can say the enemy country over there. So with the help of that, they will be able to, you can say, remain one step ahead for them. Right. So for that, what they can do is they can perform like the cyber warfare. They can perform like the information warfare. Have you guys ever seen like the fake news that are getting circulated about the government and the social media platform? What do you say? Like basically during the time of the election, it is quite popular to see those type of posts that are available to defame a particular government. What do you say? No one? Okay. So let me tell you, like in those scenarios, guys, what will be happening is, like, let's say if the two parties they're standing for the election, right? And one of the party, what they want to do is they want to go ahead and they want to make sure that anyhow they have to can win that particular election. So for that, like let's say they can circulate, they can utilize like the into these types of hackers, what they will be doing is they will be going ahead and they're going to circulate the fake news about of the you can say the opponent party. With the help of that, the peoples they will be having like the mixed decisions about of them, and then they can provide the votes to another government. Right. As well as it can be like your, like let's say you want to stay one step ahead during the time of the war against of a particular enemy, you can say country over there. So for that, you want to collect all the information about what is going on over there. So for that, what will be happening is the state is sponsored, they can be used over there. They will be, you can say, hacking into the system of the other country, and then they will be simply trying to collect all that information in a silent manner, and then they will be forwarding all that information to their, you can say, the hiring party, right? So when we're talking about the state sponsored, we can simply call, you can say the hackers that are being employed by the government, or we can simply say when the government is paying for them. Then afterwards, we are having the next one, which we are having as the cyber terrorist. So guys, when we are talking about the cyber terrorist, or whenever we are talking about the word terrorism, right? Whenever the word terrorism, it will be getting attached, there will be always the loss of human life. Now, any cyber activity that leads to the loss of human life, that is what we call as the cyber terrorism. And the people who are responsible for it, they are being known as like the cyber terrorists over there. Right. So for that, if you guys have heard during the time of your COVID, the attackers they were simply trying to, you can say, attack on the healthcare organization because with the help of that, they were able to, you can say, perform like the ransomware attack, and they were able to collect the huge amount of money from the hotel or the, or you can say, healthcare organization that is available over there. Now, in this particular scenario, like let's say if we are having a healthcare organization, you're talking about the patient records, right? If they're not able to get the proper patient record in a time, so what will be happening is the patients they have to face a lot of difficulties at that time, right? Now that is why the attackers they were directly targeting the healthcare organization as a ransomware attack, and then they were asking for the money, and that particular money is known as like the ransom. Right. Similarly, during the time of your, you can say, another attack with the name of your Stuxnet, right? So Stuxnet, it was a malware attack that was being done by the US, and over there they were able to almost compromise the nuclear power plant that is available in your Iran over there, right? Now that that compromise of the nuclear power plant, if it may would have also caused a loss of human life. Right. So that is why we are also, we can say, bringing it inside of the cyber terrorism. Then afterwards, we are having the next one as the insiders. Right. Now, over here, guys, when we are talking about the insider, right, now it is not like that. All the attacks that are happening to your organization, they are only coming from outside, or they are always like the external factors we are having. It is Never like that. Like previously, we used to say or we used to believe that whatever the system, whatever the users that are available inside of the organization are all the genuine ones. We do not have to worry about anything over there. But as for the technologies, as for the time, the attackers are becoming, you can say, more and more, you can say, the complicated over there. So in all those scenarios, what will be happening is the attackers, they will be going ahead and they will be trying to, you can say, gain the access of a system or the resource. And after finding the, you can say, access of them, then they will be trying to gain the access of the other system that are available inside of your organization. Or like let's say when we are talking about the insider threat, we are having a term which we call as a disgruntled employee. An employee who's not happy with the organization, right? An employee who's not happy with this manager or who's not happy with the, you can say, the politics around him in the organization, and he tends to become malicious. Now we can understand about a person who is having the access of the very confidential data that is available in the organization. But what he will be doing is he will be going ahead and now he is going to utilize them for his own personal benefit. That is, we are having as the malicious insider. And guys, when we are talking about the term like the malicious insider, it is not like that it is only related with the employees of your organization, even the business partner, they can also be the disgruntled employee or the insider threats for us, right? So that is we are having as the insider threats. Now, after that, guys, we are having the next one as the steps of your hacking, or we also call them as the faces of the hacking. Now, over here, guys, in OCH, the IC Council, what they have done is they have given like a five-step process. With the help of it, we will be able to, in a systematic manner, we will be able to perform these type of hacking activities that are available over there, right? So, on the basis of that, here we are having the very first one as the footprinting. That is also going to be the second module we are having, guys, of our syllabus. Then we are having the next one as the scanning. Then, after the scanning, we are having like the gaining access, and then at last we are having like your maintaining access. Then, in the very bottom, we are having the last phase, the name of your covering tracks. Now, over here, guys, whenever we want to start a particular hacking, it is not like that we will be opening our laptop and we will be able to perform all those activities. No. Like, let's say what I'm having is I'm having a victim with the name of your Aditya, right? So, over there, I have to make sure that first I'm able to collect all the information about the Aditya, about my specified particular target. So, for that, we will be going with the footprinting phase, which we are having over there, right? Then after that, we are having as the scanning, right? Once we have collected enough information about the victim, then we are going to filter out the information that is required by us. And when we are talking about the scanning is also going to be the third module we are having from your curriculum, right? So over here, scanning is the process where we will be trying to collect the detailed information about the systems, right? Like first thing first, we have to check whether the system, our target system, it is live or not. When I'm talking about live, it simply means to say whether it is connected with the internet or not, right? Whether it is powered on or not. Then, after confirming those two things, then we will be going ahead and we will be trying to find the information about the ports that are open inside of the target system. Ports are what? Ports are the gateways through which a computer will be providing its services. After finding the information about the ports, we can go ahead and we can look for the weak areas. Like what are the weak services that are running on the top of that. After finding the weakness, we will be taking the advantage of it. That is, we are having as the gaining access. Afterwards, we have gained the access of the target system. Then we are having as the maintaining access. See guys, over here, even though if we are able to gain the access of the target system, now let's say if the target is able to find the information about us, what they will be doing is they will be trying to kick us out from the system, right? But that is not what we were having as our goal in our mind, right? What we have to do is we need to go ahead and we need to make sure, right? We need to make sure that we are able to remain inside of the target system unless and until we have not achieved our goal. So for that, we will be trying to install some more malware inside of your target system and many more. Then afterwards, we are having the very last step, which we got as a covering tracks, right? Now, as we were previously talking about that, no hackers, right? That no hackers want to be, you can say, get caught by the police after performing their task. So for that, what they will be doing is they will be simply trying to delete all the artifacts which they have installed over there, as well as they will be trying to remove all the evidence of the compromise. Right. So using that, they will be able to make sure the victim is going to think that everything is working fine with the system. But actually, in the real world scenario, what is happening is like the attackers, they will be able to make sure, right? The attackers, they will be able to make sure that all the tasks they have done, it was done in a proper manner. And now they can free, they are, you can say, free from that particular task. So that is like we are having as a covering friends, right? Now over here, guys, for these five phases, I'm dropping a small machine link we are having. So please go ahead and try to work on it. So why guys, I'm just dropping a small link of our platform with the name of Try Hack Me. So what they are doing is they are having a small app that is available for the the phases of the hacking, which we have just discussed. So please go ahead and take a quick look inside of it. So with the help of that, you will be able to brush the topic.
Hello. Hi, Ashish.
Hi, Nikhil.
Yeah, could you please let me know where the link is, Ashish?
Yeah, I'm just dropping it in the chat box.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Alright, guys, I'll just drop the link into the chat box. You guys can get it from there. Like over here, we are having like a small box with the name of your the hacker methodology, right? So you just have to create your account in the Try Hack Me platform. Like later on, we will be using the multiple platforms, right? The Try Hack Me is the good source we are having that is providing us the free and the paid labs also. We are just focusing on the free, right? Along with that, we will be also creating like a home virtualized environment for our system, right? So with the help of that, you will be able to make sure even after this training, you will be able to play with those labs, right? So I'm just asking you guys to please go ahead and take the quick uh, view of the data that is present inside of it. With the name of the hacker methodology. Let me know once it will be done so that we will be going ahead and then we will be working in the prerequisites we are having guys for this training.
Hello. Hello.
I hope it is done right. All right then, guys, let's go ahead. Now, it was just for the quick overview we are having for this platform. With the help of that, you were able to see like what are the steps we are having and how these steps are getting followed. Right, later on, you guys can complete the whole box. Right, it was just for the overview about the steps that are being used, as well as like how the reports are getting returned and many more. Now, after that, let's move ahead into your the prerequisites we are having for this course. Now, in this particular area, guys, as we were talking about that we are having a system and the network as well as the Linux. So these are the three things that are going to work as a prerequisite we are having for this course over here. Now, on the basis of that, we will be starting with the networking part we are having. Right. So for that, here we are going to start with the very first topic which we are having as the OSI model. Now, when we are talking about this, we can say the communication models, guys. Here we are having like the OSI, and we are having another model that is available, which we are having as the TCP IP model. But the model which we really are using for our communication that we are having as the TCP/IP. We are never ever using this OSI model for the communication. But it's still like if like you're finding an interview and they're asking that whether really like still nowadays we are using the OSI model or not in the real world scenario, then the answer is still yes. Reason being because we are using this particular model for the troubleshooting purpose. With the help of that, we will be able to find the answers like where actually the errors, in which layer the error has occurred so that we can quickly able to understand where we have to take the actions against of it. So for that, we are having this OSI model that is just a reference model. With the help of that, we will be able to understand like how the layer by layer communication happens. Now, inside of this OSI model, we are having the seven layers that is starting from your bottom to top. Now, over here on the very top, we are having the application layer. Then, after this application layer, we are having the next one as the presentation layer. Then, after that, we are having as the session layer. Then, after this session layer, we are having the transport layer. Then, we are having as the network layer. Then, we are having as the data link layer. And then, on the very bottom, we are having as the physical layer. Now, over here, guys, if you're finding it bit, you can say hard to remember all these layer one by one, right, in a sequence, then there is a method for remembering it. Like you can see utilize that one. So for that, like, I hope everyone loves to eat pizza, right? So for that, you can utilize the method we are having. That is like your please do not throw sauces pizza away. Now, on the basis of that, the next time when you guys will be going out for eating the pizza, you guys will be able to remember this awesome model which we have discussed over here. Now, on the basis of it, Let's try to understand like how the communication it will be taking place from the sender and the receiver's end inside of this location. So over here, this is the sender area we are having, and this is the receiver area, guys, we are having. Now, in this particular location, now let's say we are having a sender who wants to send a message like hello, right? The sender, let's say, he will be opening his mobile application, or like let's say he wants to open his mail, the Outlook, or any application. Using that, he wants to write a message like a hello. So that particular task, it will be done in the application layer we are having, right? The application layer, it is also known as like the human computer interaction layer, where our application, they will be able to access our hardware resources. Now, over here in this particular layer, we are using like the protocol like the HTTP, the HTTPS, and many more. Right. Now, once the user he has written this particular message like a hello, then our data it will be getting transferred to the presentation layer, where the presentation layer will be responsible for encrypting as well as for checking the format, right, of your data. Right. Now, over here, because of that, what will be happening is our hello, after performing the encryption, it will be getting converted into your J, G, and then Q, like something like this. Right. So this is we are having as the ciphertext. Right. That is going to hide the true meaning of the data which we are having over there. Right. If you're thinking that, how about this JGNQ? So guys, what we did is we are simply having a process which we call as the encryption. That is a process where we are going to convert the plain text into the ciphertext. Right. Now, when I'm talking about the ciphertext is going to hide the true meaning of your data. So on the basis of that, like you guys can see, we are having the GGNQ, that is we are having as the ciphertext. This hello over here, that is we are having as the plain text. Now, let's try to understand how we are getting like this GGNQ and hello. So I will be writing JG, J, G, and then Q. And now, if I will be subtracting two values from all of them, then we are going to get like your hello over there, right? So that is like we are having as the encryption. With the help of that, only the individuals who are having the information, what is the secret key that is being used to create this GGNQ out of your hello, right? So only with the help of that key, we will be able to understand the answers for it, and we will be able to decrypt this message. Once it is done, then our data it will be getting transferred to the session layer, where the session layer will be responsible for starting, for terminating the session, as well as for checking the legitimacy of that particular session for us. Once it is done, then after that our data it will be getting sent to the transport layer. Now, when we are talking about this transport layer, the transport layer it is being known as the heart of your OSI model. The reason being because this transport layer it is sitting between of your software layer, application presentation session, and hardware layer like the network data and the physical. And on the basis of that, what will be happening is when we are talking about this particular transport layer, it will be responsible for, you can say, it will be responsible for providing us the protocol as well as the port that will be getting used for transferring our data. as well as it will be also checking like the window size we are having to make sure that our data it is properly able to reach with the target system we are having without any type of errors over there, as well as our this transport layer, it is also responsible for segmentation, right? To make sure that our data it will be getting transferred and it will be getting received in a proper manner. What it will be doing is it will be performing like the segmentation where they are going to break our data into the small pieces. Now, over here for that, like we are using like the TCP or we are using like the UDP protocol that are getting used. Right. But when we are talking about the TCP, the transmission control protocol, it is much more like a better option we are having because what it will be doing is it will be going ahead and it will be providing us the acknowledgement. Right. Now, over here, guys, when we are talking about the TCP, it is like a connection-oriented protocol we are having that is always going ahead. And whenever we are starting the session, it will be starting the TCP connection. Then only we will be able to transfer the data inside of our location. Whereas when we are talking about the UDP, it is like a connectionless protocol we are having that is not going to provide us even any type of acknowledgement. Like let's say I got some important data which I want to deliver, right? So for that, I have to make sure that it is successfully getting delivered inside of the target system without receiving any type of errors. Right. So that our recipient will be able to receive that particular important information without getting corrupted. Whereas when we are talking about the UDP protocol, the datagram protocol we are having, this the protocol, what it will be doing is it will be also helping us to transfer our data, but for transferring the data, it is not starting any type of connection means that like over here quickly it will be able to transfer our information from one location to another, but if in between we face any type of errors, then it is not going to provide us any type of acknowledgement about whether that particular data has been transferred or whether that particular data face some sort of errors. Because of that we are not able to, you can say, look inside of it. So that's why when we are talking about like making the faster conversations, UDP is the best. When we are talking about the more stable, or you can say the option, then we are having is the TCP that is available, right? So on the basis of it, guys, let's try to also understand how the TCP it will be starting the conversation for us. Now, guys, whenever we are talking about starting the connection with your TCP, it is using the handshake, which we call TCP three-way handshake, right? So, guys, whenever we are using the TCP and we want to start a particular, you can say, communication, so for that, the TCP three-way handshake is the thing that will be getting followed. So, for that, let's say I'm having the two systems that are available. Now, let's say we are having the system that wants to start the conversation. So it will be going ahead, and what it will be doing is it is going to send a simple message we are having that we are having is the SYN, which stands for the synchronization. Now, guys, when we are talking about the SYN, you guys can consider it as like a client hello we are having. It is informing to that particular another system that boss, I want to start the conversation, I want to start a connection between us. In response to that, our another system it is going to provide us a reply, and that particular reply is going to be a synapse, right? That is going to be your acknowledgement. That buddy, yes, successfully I have received the data which or the you can say the send request which you have transferred previously. For that, this is the acknowledgement. Now, once it is done, that our system itself again it will be sending another request which we are having as the acknowledgement. Like, okay, now we can start the communication over the TCP. So that is how the TCP is going to start the communication for us. Now, over here, let's say what we are doing is we're choosing to use the TCP since it is more, you can say, trustable option we are having. If you are having I can say the important information which you want to transfer from one location to another, right? So for that, we will be using like the TCP, and then after that, we will be having a segmentation where this whole message it will be getting broken into your pieces. Generally, it will be getting broken into the block of pieces, right? So for that, we will be having like let's say the first message like your J, right? So over here, what we are having is we are having like the TCP protocol as well as we are having our the initial or the starting bit of your message after the segmentation. Then after that, this same information, it will be sent it to your network layer. Now over here, our network layer, it will be responsible for providing us the logical address. When we are talking about the logical address, it simply means to say we are talking about the IP address, right? It will be asking for the, you can say the IP address we are having for the target system, right? So for that, what it will be doing is it will be going ahead and it will be, you can say, adding two more headers in this location. Then after this particular message, we will be writing the destination IP address. Now over here, guys, what we are doing is we are simply going ahead and we are providing like a logical address to your particular data packet. Now the reason why we are providing like the logical address to a packet so that we will be able to make sure that it is successfully getting delivered inside of a target system. Now, let's say over here, what I want to do is I want to deliver a particular packet to you guys, right? So for that, I should be having the information like in which particular network, right? And which particular router group you guys are setting over there, right? Then only we will be able to have like a proper conversation. So for that, our network layer, it will be able to provide us the source IP address, right? Then after that, we will be having like the destination IP address. Using that, we will be able to understand that particular data. It will be getting sent into a proper location. Now, let's say I'm having a user, right? I'm having a user named Malik that is living in your different city, right? So for that, whenever I will be trying to deliver the packet to him, right? I'm not just going to write Malik and the city name because in the whole you can say city, we can have the multiple user with the same name. That's why then we will be moving into the next layer, which we are having as the data link layer that will be going ahead and it will be trying to provide us the physical address. That is what we call as the permanent address. Now, using your physical or the permanent address that is already given behind of your system or behind of your router, then we will be able to understand like with whom we need to make like a proper communication. Then once it is done, like they have provided us the MAC address of the source as well as for the destination, then we will be moving into the physical layer who will be responsible for converting our data from the plain text to the binary. Means that it is going to convert our data into your zero and ones so that the information which we are having, it can be, you can say, transferred in an easier manner from one location to another, whether we have to transfer the information through the signal, whether we have to perform like the modulation or the demodulation, all those stuff, they can be done in a proper manner without any type of errors. Then after that, guys, let's move into your the receiver. Now, over here, guys, as we have just discussed that we are having like a physical layer who will be helping us to perform like the modulation and the demodulation. And using that, we will be able to transfer our data in an easier manner in the form of the radio signals, right? Then, after that, what will be happening over here is that particular, we can say, data that got previously broken into the binaries, it will be again getting created into the previous, like as the previous state over there. Then after that, our data will be getting transferred to the data link queue. Now, guys, over here, what will be happening is our system, our network, they also want to understand, they also want to collect the information over there, right? They also want to get the information about the system that is trying to connect with us is really the genuine one or not, right? Whether it is really the genuine one or not. So for that, whenever any data packet that is coming towards the system, what will be happening is first our systems NIC it will be coming into the picture, right? The network interface card we are having, it will be coming into the picture and it is going to check the listener's MAC address in that packet. It will be checking whether that particular packet is belonging to its machine or not. If yes, then it's great. Otherwise, otherwise that particular packet it will be getting discarded. Then, after once our NIC has confirmed the things that that particular message it is really containing the MAC address, the physical address over there, then what will be happening is that particular information will be getting transferred to the network layer where they are going to properly check the IP address of a source as well as of the destination. Then we are having the session layer that is again going to check the legitimacy of the session. Then we are having as the presentation layer. Now, talking about the presentation layer, this particular layer, it will be responsible for showcasing the data in front of the user, as well as since previously what we have done is we have performed like the encryption, the encoding of your data, right? So over here, now this particular data, it will be getting discovered from it. Means that over here, what will be happening is Like previously, our message got converted from a hello to JGNNQ. Now it is going to be like the vice versa of it, right? And then once it is going to get done, then after that, our whole message it will be getting transferred to the application layer where the user will be able to see that someone is sending a hello, right? So that is what we are having as the OSI model. Now, what do you say, guys? Anyone got any question, any queries on this? All right, then. Now, after this OSI model, guys, we are having the next one as the TCP/IP model. Now, when we are talking about this TCP/IP model, the transmission control protocol over the internet protocol, that is the communication protocol, which we are actually using for the communication from one location to another. With the help of that, we will be able to make sure our data will be able to transfer from one location to another without, you can say, uh, without any type of errors, right? Or even if we will be facing any type of errors, so in that particular scenario, our TCP is the one who is going to provide us the acknowledgement, means that we will be able to again retransfer that particular data to the user, right? Now, on the basis of that, let's go ahead and we are having our next topic as your DNS. That stands for the domain name system. Now, over here, guys, when we are talking about this DNS, the domain name system, so it is what? It is like a protocol we are having, right? It is a service we are having, the DNS, that is going to utilize the protocol like the TCP as well as the UDP. And for both of them, it is going to utilize like the port number 53 over there for both the TCP, right, as well as for the UDP. Now, over here, guys, talking about this DNS, it is simply a protocol we are having that will be helping us to map out the domain name with their respective, you can say, address, right? So, using that, we will be able to quickly find out the information about the domains which we are searching. I hope you guys might have noticed, like whenever for the very first time we are trying to can access a new site, what they will be doing is they will be taking a bit amount of time as compared to the next time, right? So at that particular period of time, the reason why that particular, you can say, that particular process was slow because inside of our system we were not having any type of cache for the DNS. Now, on the basis of that, on the basis of it, we are having similarly the next topic with the name of your DHCP. which stands for the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So guys, this is the protocol we are having that will be automatically trying to assign the IP address to the devices that are connecting with our network, right? So on the basis of that, our DHCP, what it is doing is it is using a process with the name of a DORA. That stands for the discover, offer, request, and the acknowledgement. Means that whenever any user who is trying to connect with our network, what will be happening is our system will be going ahead and it is going to send a very first request that we are having as the discover, where we will be simply trying to look for are there any the DHCP server that is available in our network or not. If yes, then what will be happening is our request it will be able to reach to the DHCP server, and in return, our DHCP server it is going to reply us with an offer. Means that they will be having a pool of IP address, and out of that particular pool, they will be simply providing us IP address by saying that this is the IP address we are having for your system. If you want it, you can have it. Then once it is done, the offer, once our user he has seen that particular IP address, then he will be moving into the next phase, which we are having as R, that stands for the request, right? Now over here, this R stands for the request where the user, after finding the information about a IP address, he will be going ahead and he will be requesting, right, that please allow that particular IP address to me. Now, after that, we are having as the acknowledgement, right? Now, when we're talking about this acknowledgement, it is going to be a broadcasted messages that message that will be getting that will be you can say informing to each and every individual that is connected with our network that yeah successfully to this particular system we have allotted that particular IP address. So that is how guys the DHCP and the DNS works. Now, if you're thinking about the reason why we are talking about them, because in our upcoming session, we are having the attacks that are available for them. So, for performing those attacks, it will be a better option if we are able to, you can say, understand how these two areas work. Now, over here, guys, what I will be doing is I will be going ahead and I'm going to paste the links, right? As well as I'm going to paste the tools which you guys have to download and install in your system, right? Which I'm going to drop in the WhatsApp group, right? So if you guys will be facing any type of difficulties while working over there, you guys can let me know. I will be helping you. Now, what do you say, guys? Anyone got any question, any queries so far? Uh, if we install the tool in a VM machine. Yeah, Nishit, all the practicals will be getting performed by your virtual machine. And for that, like you guys have seen, what I'm having is I'm having like the VMware. So I will be dropping the link of the VMware with you guys in the WhatsApp group. Right. As well as I will be also dropping like the write-ups we are having for installing and configuring them. But still, if you guys will be facing any type of difficulties, feel free to put the message in the WhatsApp group. I will be helping you. Okay. All right then. So guys, this is all we are having for today. Now see you tomorrow, and we will be going ahead, and then we will be starting with your abbreviation. Now we have already taken the quick overview of the networking areas we are having. We will be going in more depth by the time of your third module and the fourth module we are having, right? So make sure, guys, you're having all the machines configured in your system, and if you will be facing any type of difficulties or the error, you guys can let me know. I will be helping you. Okay?
Sure.
Great. All right then. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining in. See you tomorrow. Have a great day ahead.